Hi there, everyone, and welcome to APTU. Today we're going to be discussing some of the techniques for dealing with several orders at once through the fulfillment process. These are going to give you some great general skills for printing and moving orders through AdvancePro. So throughout AdvancePro, we have several screens that deal with going ahead and moving orders around or dealing with a list of records. So if we go to view orders, we're going to see a list of our customer orders. If we go to view customers, we're going to see a list of our customers. Vendor records, vendor orders, products, and manage inventory. So throughout these various records, we have a number of things that we can do, and you'll see for each of these we can very easily push these to Excel or print out a report of this list. Maybe that's going to be a summary of your products. It's going to be exactly what you see displayed here. And on some of these screens, we also have the option to click this gear in the upper left and choose what columns we want displayed. So here we can find out as much as possible and as much as is relevant for our orders or for our products. And these are actually something you can also lock to a user role if you take a look at our previous video on user roles. Now, within orders, if we go to, say, view all orders, and there are filters up here at the top so that we can look at orders in different stages, whether they're just issued as quotations, open orders, orders that have been processed, which means we're in the process of filling them, but they're not filled yet, orders at the warehouse, so just the orders that the warehouse specifically is picking or packing, orders that have been shipped or drop shipped. So this gives us a number of filters to look at orders between certain dates and in certain statuses. And just a little tip, if you click the hyperlinked name of a filter, it's going to take you directly to that filter. The other thing you can do here is you can check off a series of filters and click the magnifying glass to build a customized view of your orders. So this is one way that we can get there. Okay, now there's all these icons down on the right hand side that tell us a little bit about what's going on with this order, and here's a little legend at the bottom so we can take a look at what's happening. So we can see here there's an order where we don't have any stock, but we do have items that we're taking action on, that we're waiting for stock. A little dolly means that it's at the warehouse being picked. We have drop shipping with this little black truck, and the little black truck that's partially filled is a drop shipment that has been partially filled. Now, once we process a customer order, we actually get to do all kinds of extra things in the warehouse, but something we can do at this point is we can bulk print our orders. So here we can go ahead and check off all the orders that we want to deal with down the right-hand side, and we can go ahead and bulk print these, and you'll see these again in the warehouse when we're dealing with pick tickets. So this is really great if you want to come in the morning, check off all of the orders that are sitting in a certain stage and print them off. So this is great if you have a crew that comes in the morning and just wants to grab a whole bunch of orders off the printer. Now let's actually go right into the warehouse at this point. So the warehouse has some extra tools. If we go into orders to pick in particular, we can come in, we can bulk print these, and something we can do is we can either print the order picking slip or packing slip or shipping slip, depending on which of those stages we're in, or instead of that we can actually print a label or along with that. And so we can go ahead and print those labels off, and one of those labels, I'll show you what they look like, is they look just like this. So this way we can get a label that we can put on a pallet or on a box that actually shows where that particular shipment is going. It's just the address. Now this is not to be confused with our AP label solution. That's a whole other solution that is incredibly diverse and customized to your needs. Now there's a couple other things we can do. If we've got a number of picking items, we can go ahead and consolidate. It's going to show us all the items that we need to go pick. So I'll show you a consolidated pick ticket. This is everything we need to pick for every customer. And so this way we can go and do all of our picking and then move on. Now there is one other option, and that's to both print and pick and pack and ship all at once. So we can have it, if we want to print, we can print. If we don't want it to print, we can uncheck that print and hit process. That's going to move all of the orders that we have selected through the steps that we've selected. Now keep in mind, if we're picking and packing and shipping through this method, we're not going to have that kind of fine-tune control that we have when we go inside of an order. So we're not going to be able to list off the lot and serial numbers, and we're not going to be able to put in a tracking number. But if you're just managing where these orders are through your picking, packing, and shipping process, this is a great way to do that. So here we can just go ahead and click process, and we can instantly pick all of these orders processed. So that's processing all the orders. Now it looks like one of those orders didn't go through because one of the other users on this database is editing it. And so they're actually putting in things like the lot and serial numbers. We're going to move ahead to pack. So now we've got all these orders in packing. We'll move them ahead to shipping. Or we could ship them all now. Let's go ahead and ship them all. So those 4 orders, those are shipped now. Done. So at this point, what happens is all that stock has come out of our default picking locations. It wants to print. I'm not going to let it print for this case. And what's happened is since we shipped it, those have all moved into invoices. Invoices get created as soon as you ship. So if we come to view all invoices, we can go ahead and open that up, and we've got our orders and invoices. And we can open these up, and we can start to deal with the creation of invoices. Now there's something new that we've added for these pending invoices, and I'm going to go enable the setting for that. It's brand new. We're going to go to admin, we're going to go to site settings, and we're going to go to additional settings. And here we have finalize invoice and finalize bill on view all. So for invoices and bills, this is actually going to allow us to batch approve invoices and batch approve bills so that they can sync off to QuickBooks all at once. So I'll show you that step if we come now back to view all invoices, and we may need to refresh, but let's just take a look. We check a bunch off. It looks like we're going to need to refresh. Now we have a new button. We have create invoices. So I can go ahead and check off all of these or a selection of these, and I can bulk create those invoices. So this is that last step before the invoices go directly to QuickBooks. So those are now going to move over based on our settings. So those are going to move over to QuickBooks, say in the next hour, in the next day, whenever we're syncing up with those QuickBooks next. So that just covers just a little bit about how we can bulk create those orders, and we can go ahead now and take a look. We've now invoiced those orders, so we've got a few new invoices sitting here ready to go off to QuickBooks. So that just covers a couple of ways that we can deal with these multi-orders, and there is one last area I want to touch on before we wrap up today, and that is the fact that while we're talking about printing, I should mention that AdvancePro actually has 2 ways to print almost any document. We have what's called Smart Print Pro, which is the printer with the red check mark on it, and we have Basic Print Export, and this is a little bit more geared towards a simple document that we can export to more formats more easily. So this is a standard print, a basic print, and you'll notice that it looks a little different than what you might see if you're working with a Smart Print Pro document. The advantage here is this export button. So you can export this to any other format that you might like. We've got a number here. So PDF, a few different formats for Excel. You'll see there's Excel and Excel data only. This one has a prettier format that's a little bit better for customer facing. Data only is a lot better for manipulating data. So those are your options there. Okay, so I'm just going to back out of that and we'll show the Smart Print Pro version. Smart Print Pro can also push to Excel, not as easily to a Crystal report or PDF, but here's our copy of an invoice going out on Smart Print Pro. So we can choose to print it, or we can choose to push it to Excel. So that's just a quick summary of those 2 printing options. The nice thing about Smart Print Pro is it's actually HTML based, and especially for the invoice, it's highly, highly customizable. So you're going to see a lot more settings around Smart Print Pro and your printing, and that's actually going to be a topic in an upcoming AdvancePro University episode, is talking about how to customize your documents. So this concludes today's AdvancePro University